Alright, greetings everyone, this is RoninMac here. Today we're going to be checking out a new game, at least new to me, and as you can see it's called Kerbal Space Program. This game is made by a development team known only as Squad, and I do believe they're from Mexico, but basically it's sort of an homage to the space program in general. And your goal is to build rockets, orbit the planet, eventually get to the moon, and I think go to other planets as well as the game develops. And I say develops because it's not considered a complete game yet. It's sort of along the lines of Minecraft when that was conceived as well. In that this is an alpha and it's at version 0.16.0 right now, so they're still adding features as time goes on, and this game looks very promising. I can tell you it's a lot of fun to play. I'm going to post a link to their website, and I believe the game goes for $18 right now, which is a steal because it's a lot of fun to play if you're into space or building rockets. Generally speaking, when I buy games, I assess the value by how much I spent versus how long I have fun playing it. And being that I spent $18 on this, and I played around with it yesterday for about 3 hours and had fun the whole time. So that works out to be $6 an hour, and I'm sure it's going to go down quite a bit from that as I continue going. Like I said, they're adding new features all the time. The latest features in the newest version that I just bought is that you can do EVAs, or extra vehicular activity, on the moon or in orbit with their jetpacks and stuff. You can see these Kerbals here floating around in orbit over, I think they call it Kurth, which is their home planet. Similar to Earth, lots of ocean, different color, shaped continents and stuff. But we're assuming that they're peaceful people. And they're all just here to get into space. So let's take a look at it and give you guys an idea of what the game's about. So here is the Space Center. Spaceplane hangar, vehicle assembly building, and they've got a tracking station. I'm not quite sure what that's for. Maybe an additional feature in the future. And I get the impression that this game right now is essentially in a creative mode because parts and pieces for a spacecraft cost money, or they show cost amounts, but you can just build anything you want, whatever your imagination can devise. And I had a lot of fun yesterday building some crazy spacecraft, none of which really worked to get me into orbit, which is what I tried. Okay, so this space plane assembly, you can make space shuttles. I did play around in here a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and load up my space plane Mark 1. Clever name, I know. Not really anything special. Not functional because I don't have landing gear on this thing yet, so even if it was able to take off, I wouldn't be able to land. But I was just seeing what this building was for. Haven't built a space shuttle yet, or attempted to fly one, but this was my first go at it. It's basically a big jet plane with some solid rocket boosters on it. We're not going to play with that right now because my first objective is to get in orbit over Kurth and hopefully do a little EVA, but I'm not going to get too cocky because I've had a lot of Kerbals die. And I think I'm going to go with the Mark 1 command pod just because there's only one passenger. And we're just going to try to get a Kerbal into space and back without dying. So that's the crew compartment there. And there's a lot involved in building rockets. You can use liquid fuel, which doesn't have the punch of the solid fuel stuff, but it's a little more stable, and you can control the throttles on that. And let's see, I need actually, I think what I'm going to do is load up my basic rocket Mark II, something I was working on yesterday, and do a little tweaking on that. So you can see this particular craft has solid fuel rockets, which you can't control the throttle on. They're either on or off, but they've got a lot of punch, and it's good for heavier rockets. You can see I've got my command pod. There's a parachute on there so that the pilot can land safely. Decouplers so you can detach the command pod, and then there's a liquid fuel module with an engine, and then we've got a three-way coupler that leads to what are called SAS modules, and those are like autopilots that try to keep you going in the direction that you're already pointed at. And I messed that up, but my thoughts are, since I was having problems with this rocket exploding in flight, well, actually, I'm going to reattach this real quick here. Detach, we want it from the coupler. And this stuff I can, well, yeah, this stuff I can throw away, because I'm going to go a different way with this. Now, since I've got 3 pods here, you can set this up to just insert all 3. And these are my SAS modules there. And again, that's sort of like a autopilot or auto stabilizers. And I'm going to attach, I think, 2 liquid fuel units. And which one has the most thrust here? I think that's for the big tanks, though. I'm going to go ahead and put liquid fuel engines on there. And I need some decouplers so we can detach it when that stage is done. So that's going to be a, it's going to be a 3-stage rocket, because this is going to be pretty heavy now. I mean, I've got a lot of gas or a lot of fuel in there, some nice engines, but I'm going to need a little punch to get this thing going. So I'm going to use solid fuel as my first stage. Now, there's a couple things I want to do. Because I was having issues with this earlier. These strut connectors. Just help with structural integrity. So what I want to do is, if I can get it over here, maybe, or not, is link it with the rocket on the bottom there. Well, that's not really perfect, but because these 3 tend to spread apart, and the issue I was having with this rocket is, since there's triple engines, they were splitting apart and then flying up into the rest of the rocket and blowing it up, which looks cool, but it's not fun for the pilot. And I'm going to go ahead and park some tail fins on here just to give me a little bit more control and stability. You know, it's not perfect, but I think it'll work. Then I'll put some more tail fins on the second stage, and then I shouldn't need anything, because by the time I get to this stage, hopefully I'll be in orbit, and aerodynamics won't be an issue. It's just going to be pure vacuum of space kind of thing. But that's a basic rocket build there. So I'll go ahead and save this now as my new basic rocket Mark II. Actually, I should rename this, but I'm not going to right now. We're just going to go ahead and get to a launch, see what I can do, give you an idea of what the game can do, and move on with life, shall we? So let's go to the launch pad. Nighttime launch. Good times. Hopefully, full the staging. You can see we've got, what's his name there? Samlin Kerman. Hopefully, he'll be the first Kerman to successfully orbit the planet and come back safely, but we'll see how it goes. I'm really hoping this doesn't blow up on the launch pad like has happened a few times before. Due to poor engineering, many Kerbals have died. But we're ready to launch, so let's go ahead and launch. And I forgot to turn my SAS on. I'm hoping the rocket sound's not going to drown me out, because it does talk really loud. See, I'm lurching a little bit. It's mostly staying straight up and down. You can see up here we've got the atmosphere gauge. Obviously, okay, so my solid fuel is exhausted. This liquid fuel propulsion doesn't have quite as much thrust, but I can control the throttle. So throttle up, throttle down. Go ahead and max these out for now. So I think I want to get to somewhere around 40,000 meters. That should be out of the atmosphere. Once I'm out of the atmosphere, I'll be able to orbit the planet. Change to external view. See my ship there, it's going pretty much straight up. What I want to do is make a flight path that's going around the planet, which I haven't been able to do yet, but hopefully this little video will be the first successful attempt. You can see my stage 2 has used half of its fuel. We're working on the second half pretty well. I'm only at 24,000 meters. Go ahead and throttle back a bit. A little bit more. And momentum will keep me moving up for quite some time. And now I'm going to turn off my SAS and try to angle just a bit. Round ball on the bottom, that's a gimbal. Boy. Okay. Now we're going to try to keep on that path. And the SAS will try to keep you going in the direction. Okay. Now I'm on just my engine. I'm definitely in space. Really got to conserve my fuel so I have enough to oh boy, I really don't know how to fly this thing. I turn my SAS off, that's why. Okay, what I want to do is try to get to the horizon. SAS back on and try to get enough speed up. Okay, I'm going to cut my engine here for a second. So you can see I'm still going up. Yeah. Okay, so this is the apoapsis, if I can say the word. And that's going to be the highest part of my flight plan as of right now, based on the momentum that I've gained already. Then you can see in orbit our some of the rocket parts. Floating around in space. But so right now my flight plan is going to take me quite a ways out into space and then crash back down to the ground. So what I need to do is build up a little more speed, and I'm going to try to get my gimbal set just on the horizon line. Turn off my SAS first. Oop. I think I need to roll. Ooh boy. Yeah, these controls are very touchy. A little bit goes a long way. I may end up actually using my joystick, because tapping keys. Okay, and then right there, that's going to be close. And I think I'm facing the complete wrong way now. Well, like I said, I'm very new at this game, and I have not yet figured out how to orbit the planet, but I have an idea. Okay. Let me check my map. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and thrust a little bit, keeping in mind that I'm at the end of my fuel, so I need to save enough to where if I can't get an orbit established, you can see my orbit's pushing out a bit based on my horizontal velocity that I'm building up. And the idea is to get this to go around the planet, which is stretching out. It's going to be a rather shallow orbit though. And I'm not sure if I'm doing this the right way, but we'll see how this... Okay, I'm going to cut my thrust here a little bit. I think I need to wait this out until I get closer to the apoapsis. And that's going to be 496,000 meters. So I'm going to go ahead and warp time. Oh boy, that sucks. I went way, way too far. Yeah, I'm losing momentum here. I gotta get back towards the horizon. I don't think I'm going to be able to thrust my way out of this. So, I do need to get over the water. At least. There's an altitude fast. I'm going to have a dead Kerbal. Yeah, I messed up. Cut my thrust, attach that stage, and eventually deploy my parachute and hope this guy doesn't die in a malicious crash. I've got the idea now, it's just the execution. I have hand on the keys right now. I'm going to deploy my parachute, but I'm pretty sure impacting on solid ground at this point is going to kill Samlet. Sorry, buddy, you're not the first Kerbal to die in my hands. So drag shoots out, eventually deploy, and then he's going to crash into this empty wilderness, scare the populace, and most likely die. I say I'm not a rocket engineer, and I'm certainly not a pilot yet. See, they've got a little bit of forest going on there. The ground detail isn't that impressive, but that's really not the point of the game, so the fact that they threw it in there is a nice touch, and it really doesn't need to be that much more impressive. It's very basic 3D modeling. You know, you can see they're basically paper doll trees down there. But like I said, it doesn't need to be much more. And I didn't get the time to sit back and enjoy the expressions on the Kerman's face. Actually falling pretty slow, so he may survive this. We'll be at a little hike through the forest, but he may end up being okay, able to fly another mission for us. Or he could explode, I don't know, we'll see. Yep, he's good. Alright, so it wasn't a total fail, but almost a complete fail. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end this flight. That gives you a rundown of what happened. This is helpful when you build a crazy design and you can't figure out why it exploded or flew apart. This will tell you. If it says like structural integrity decoupler, that's the issue I was having with the solid booster engines. I'll just tell you why it failed, or give you an indication of why, and then you can change your designs for that. So it is helpful there. But that's Kerbal Space Program in a nutshell. And like I said, I just bought this game yesterday, so I'm not very good at it. Especially piloting is my issue. So I may try it with the joystick. Perhaps I'll be able to adjust the sensitivity and get a far lighter touch and better controls with my spacecraft, which would be helpful, especially I think when I hopefully eventually get skilled at orbiting the planet and then try to attempt a moon mission. But looks like they have a lot planned for this game, so if you like the looks of it so far, it's only going to get better. They're going to add a lot more features, and like I said, I think this creative mode stuff is going to go away, or at least be added on additional to like a structured mission type game where you earn more money for your budget based on what you accomplish. So it'll be a little more structured that way, but right now it's sort of a creative mode. See what you can build and see what you can do with it. Hopefully get to the moon and other planets as well. I don't think I can show from here. You know, there is one other planet in this system, or a second moon. I should have zoomed out when I was in my map. So I think I'm going to launch my rocket again and show you the map, and that'll probably be it for this video. Just wanted to show you the Kerbal Space Program. It's a lot of fun. Definitely worth $18, especially since they're still developing it, so updates are going to be coming fairly regularly until they get to the complete release version of this game. I'm going to head back. Alright, so we're back in space here. I just launched a rocket for easy peasy fun, but you can see that they've got the moon there. It looks like there's a second one, a smaller moon, in a farther orbit. See the orbit of the planet itself around the star. So it is the only planet there right now, but I think eventually there's going to be other planets in this solar system, the Kerbal solar system as well, that you'll be able to try to make missions for. I think they're going to include okay, my apoapsis is getting way high. This mission is not going to work out too well either. I'm going to cut thrust quite a bit. Try, let's angle it a little bit, and you gotta have a real light touch on this keys. Let's see the pitch and yaw. Okay, that should be good there. I'm just gonna coast. and try to angle my ship for the horizon. Oh. Do a little bit of roll. Yeah, the rolling is tough. Okay, stay steady there. I'm really high out now, so I'm going to do a full burn, get my speed up, and throttle all the way off. Yeah, but I need to get up to that point. Okay, oop. I really need to get back in and burn, full burn. My throttle's not working now. I can't control my rocket. What's going on? Yeah, I was going to try to do an EVA, but I'm way out into space now. Yeah, I'm already losing altitude, so... This mission is going to be a fail too, but I wasn't really paying attention. I just wanted to show you the moons, let you know that they're going to be adding additional planets in the solar system, and the ability to make a space station as well as satellites. But there's a lot of stuff coming in here that looks really interesting, and if you're into, like I said, space and building rockets, this game's a lot of fun. Or if you just want to make crazy nonsense spaceships and blow up Kerbals on the launch pad, you can do that too, because it wasn't intentional, but I did a lot of that yesterday as well. That's all I got for today, guys. This is Kerbal Space Program, and I think it's worth checking out, especially for $18. And like I said, the link will be in the description of the video. So if you want to check it out, you can go there. And hope you like it. And thanks for watching.